Well, Farrah Fawcett was a Texas beauty and an international icon. Her smile could light up a room. Well, cancer took the life of the actress 13 years ago, but her dear friends, well, they won't allow that light to go out. Alana Stewart was one of Farrah's closest friends through the good and the bad, and she's in town for a benefit for the Farrah Fawcett Foundation. Thanks for joining us, Alana.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's
Absolutely.
nice to be here in Texas.
You are president and CEO of the foundation. For folks who are unfamiliar, what is the mission of the foundation?
Well, our mission is what Farrah wanted to do, was fund cutting-edge research and help people who are struggling with cancer today, and that's one of the things we're doing with our event tomorrow night. We're raising money for Hope Lodge to help Hope Lodge and also our scientific partners, our research partners, stand up to cancer.
Yeah, we got a lot more time to get to that for sure later on in the interview. What's something, though, that people might not know about Farrah?
You know, they might not know unless they knew her well that she had an amazing sense of humor. She was one of the most fun people that I've ever known. She was like the girlfriend that you would go to the mall with, you know, put curlers in your hair when you were growing up and go to the mall. She was always fun, and she was really, really smart too. She used to go over all her own contracts and give notes, and she was really, really smart.
That is really important. I know all about contracts.
I bet you do.
Look, Tex-Mex Fiesta Benefit, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but go into some more detail about why people should come out to support.
Well, we have a great lineup. We have Sheryl Crow performing, who's fantastic. My ex-husband George Hamilton is coming out from Florida to MC, and Jacqueline Smith, who is Farrah's very dear friend and her co-star on Angels, Charlie's Angels, she's co-hosting, and we're honoring Linda Gray from Dallas.
You have some big names. Why did you choose Dallas for the benefit?
Because Texas is Farrah's home state, and she was always a Texas girl at heart. Farrah loved Texas, and we came back to Texas many times, especially like in a year before she died. She came back for her dad's birthday, and we drove to Nacogdoches, which is where I'm from. I'm also a Texas girl.
Okay, all right.
And so people keep saying, why don't you all do something in Texas? And we had a relationship with Hope Lodge from 2016 when we came here and raised some money, and there's a room there dedicated to Farrah. And so we thought this was kind of the perfect place to do it, to come back and to raise some more funds for Hope Lodge, because they do such important work. You know, when people are battling cancer, many times their insurance will pay for their treatments, but they don't have money for parking or food or a motel to stay in if they're from out of town. And that's what Hope Lodge does, and that's so important. And that was very important to Farrah, to help people who were struggling financially while they were battling cancer.
You know, one of the things I think about too, the caregivers, right? Oftentimes we forget about the caregivers helping to take care of some of our loved ones when it comes to cancer treatments and things along those lines. So very important work that they are doing at that organization, and we're so happy to have you, and I'm just gonna call it a homecoming of sorts, right? Again, the Farrah Fawcett Foundation's Tex-Mex Fiesta Benefit is tomorrow night. It's starting at 6 at the Rustic in Dallas. For information about the event and the foundation, you can go to the farrahfawcettfoundation.org or just search Farrah Fawcett FN on Instagram.